Welcome to XBC!
What's going on, guys? XCalibers here, and we are back. Anvil, REFORGED community server, XBC. Let's play. Happy Saturday, guys. What's going on with my lighting? Muted. Cool. All right. Thanks. Basically, I was explaining this season of the Anvil build series. I usually do one that aligns with every season of the server. Season 6, Season 7, and even Season 8, I haven't really built too much, right? I haven't really done... I think I did one episode on Season 6. I didn't do anything Season 7. So I've really stepped away from building on stream. And I think a lot of that was I was trying to bring in a lot of old stuff and trying to make it work and refit it. And I was getting a little frustrated and I wasn't kind of thinking creatively. So with this build series, we're going to be building things exclusively for REFORGED 2. And I'm going to kind of start over. I'm kind of resetting my entire building library. So essentially, I'm going to ignore anything I've built previously. I'm not going to bring it in. We're only going to work on new stuff with this series. So that's the hope. And just kind of start fresh, incorporate new things, stuff like that. Because if you try to bring in old things and, like things you built in the past, it can be a little daunting. All right, so with REFORGED and what I'm assuming with our server in general, we're likely still going to have SVs that are capable of warping. I don't even know if REFORGED 2 might even have that already as an option. But I believe that probably the first build you're looking for will be a SV. I'm also assuming that it will likely want to be a miner. It doesn't really make sense to me anyway to bring in an SV as your first build and it not have the capability of mining, right? So essentially that would be like the Augur S, the Augur SI. My miners, the tried and true, which I stand behind those definitely. So it likely won't. I don't even know if those would work, but I think that they're even refitted for REFORGED 1. So for me, it makes sense just to build a new miner. Just start from scratch, build a new miner. I'm sure the Augur S can probably get refitted to work for RE2. Like, I probably don't have to do this, but I want to do it. I built the Gimlet, and I never really released it, but I really like the Gimlet because it's a solid SV that has mining, but also has plenty of cargo. It has an interior to where you can walk around in it, drone hatch, all these things that are vital in kind of early game. So the idea is to kind of build something like the Gimlet, I think, with an interior cabin instead of a micro miner like the Auger. If that makes sense. Or both. I might end up building both. And honestly, like, I want to build a big SV as well, especially with all the new stuff they have for SVs and RE2. You know, so in this series, definitely SV miner. Maybe two. Definitely a bigger SV, one that I can really meaningfully use in the game for different things. Definitely a starter CV with the capability of mining, even dense mining. And then obviously we're gonna start getting into combat stuff. Stuff like that. You know, probably like a big dense miner / mid combat CV, and then, you know, like an end game CV, mid level CVs, kind of that. So that's what we're looking at. The great thing with RE2 as well is all the upgradability built into it. So this should be fun. Anyway, let's start out. I also want to build like a bigger end game miner, like proper 5G miner. That's what I want to build as well. That's a big one. Hey, what's up, Jay? Hey, what's up, Dadrick? How you doing, man? So those joining us, this is a specific build series season focused around REFORGED Eden 2. I will not be bringing any of my previous builds into this build series. I won't be spawning anything in. It's all going to be brand new stuff. Just let's go. We're starting over here. So right now we're starting with a early game internal cockpit SV miner. Because I think that's a lot more, we'll see. We're going to try to make it as inexpensive but functional as we can. Let's see where we get with it. And then if not, then, you know, we could look at building a new version of the Augur S. These aren't going to have any more shapes, right? Yeah, just what we already had, right? I guess I should do symmetry, right? You know, when you haven't built in a while, it's it's different. Holy crap. Wish I could show you guys. I need a cat cam. I need a cat cam. This boy is like taking up half my mouse pad with his tail. Look at this. Oh, yo. I'm excited, dude. Look at all this. Rocket launcher pods. Oh, this is all for SV. It's great, dude. This is gonna be so much fun, just discovering all this stuff. Jesus. Oh. Oh, okay. I was like, oh no, there's no mechanical drills. Yeah. All right, boy. All right, buddy. Come here. Right there. Just like that. All right, so that's a 10 spread for the server. And just pure awesomeness. I do probably have to bring that back one more. For shaping. Oh, I'm wrong there. Yeah, Jay, I know you did a video on YouTube. I haven't watched all of it yet, but how did you, how was RE2 for you? Or I guess the better question is, are you more um, excited about RE2 now that you've kind of looked at everything? Or are you more terrified of it? I'm gonna go flat blocks just to give you more headroom. I like the lack of headroom. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so obviously cargo is a big deal. Dude, yeah, there's a lot of stuff now. Holy crap. Oh, we're in all. We're not in. Oop. Okay, there we go. Laser. Right. Yeah, the whole shield thing. I kind of need some of these things explained to me. Because some of it does kind of elude me. Like I don't get some of it. You can't drag container extensions anymore? That's odd. Oh wait, maybe you couldn't before? You could before, right? I can't drag them. Kinda odd. Oh, there's an exploit. Okay, fair. Oh, I need to think about generators and stuff too. Obviously thrusters. So let's get into that. We have. So this is the really cool thing, right? Is that I don't have to worry about compensating space for bigger upgrades anymore. I can really like focus on what I want to do here. So obviously you have these higher end thrusters, right? So it doesn't, yeah. So it looks like you have large antimatter thruster. Hold on. So we've got medium plasma. What's the first iteration of these? Just the regular ones, right? Medium. So you have medium ion, right? And then from medium ion, you can upgrade to medium plasma. And then you can upgrade to medium antimatter. So it's a starter miner. It's a standard miner. It's not meant to be like high grav or anything. And I feel like the Gimlet specifically has space for the large thrusters, but they only have space for the large thrusters because of the upgrades, right? So, like, you know, in RE1, you have medium, but then you also have some fancy medium, right? I forget what it's called. So basically, it's kind of like the plasma is the fancy medium anyway. Wonder if I should just go large. So if I go large, then I have... I don't know. I guess we'll just have to test. I don't know. I feel like medium's probably good. And honestly, going more than 2 blocks for thrust is kind of a... not great. I just need to ensure I have space for not only the drills, but I need weapon space. So this would actually be ideal for the weapons, so I'm going to leave those 2 blocks free. For weapon spacing, obviously that disconnects my cargo. I just reconnect it here. So yeah, you know what? Let's put little gats in there here. Dude, that's cool. Cooler looking gats. Look at that. That's sick. Alright. I likes it. Oh, I like it a lot. I do. That. Fancy. Look cooler in a 45, but... pretty cool. Yeah, it just looks cool. I guess I could do it the other way, huh? Huh. I mean, that kind of makes it look cooler. We'll go with that for now. All right, so we got that. And are they retractable? Okay, these specialty weapons don't seem to be fair. Oh, plasma requires lootable parts? Okay, that's a thing. That's something to think about then. Okay, so I guess I guess at the end of the day, I just need to worry about reverse and up being the two most important thrust in a miner. Yeah, so I feel like we can do that. And listen, I could even change these all to medium and just leave the space. So don't worry about what I'm doing right now. I'm just placing for space. They can end up being, you know. And all this will likely change 4 times, so. just how it goes. All right, so now generators. So what are our options for generators? All right, so we've got the standard improved small generator. We've got advanced small generator, fusion generator. So obviously we don't. I don't think we need to worry about fusion for this thing at all. These are unlock level 12, but I feel like I'll leave spacing for that. Yeah. I do wish that this was also, and maybe it's not too late, but I do wish that there was a 3-block version of this instead of 2. Now, I know that there's small SVs that are made. There's tiny ones. I've made several myself, so it's nice that there's a 2-block option. But it'd be nice if there was also a 3-block option of this, and then that would be upgradable to the other one instead of having. I don't really care for the look of this one. I know they just shrunk it for the SV, the generator itself. it could be a block like this one, you know, like I wish that the whatever this power represents was also a version of this, almost like a plasma generator version, you know. That'd be cool. The CPU. So I haven't even tackled the CPU. Right now I'm just kind of figuring out what I absolutely need in this thing, and then we'll backwards engineer it with the CPU. But it's at 9,000 right now. All right, so our generators. We'll go here. And then we'll leave we'll leave spacing for the third part. All right, so as we stand, we've got 11.5 cargo. I could get more out of it, but I also don't want too much cargo because I don't want you to fill it up and then you can't get home. I kind of made that issue with the Augur SI. I was never really completely happy with that. I like it that when you go and mine, you mine in one of my miners and you can get home safely and not have to worry about not enough thrust, right? All right, so good on generators. Obviously, we'll have a medic station. We'll have, because this is also your starter SV, right? It would be cool if I could get warp into this. So that's something I just thought about right now. If I get warp into this thing, then I've won. Now, I did get warp into the Augur. I said I wasn't going to spawn anything in, I'm not. But you guys, I did release the Augur SW, which is the Augur S with a warp drive. It's just one block longer, and I was able to get that in there. I feel like I could probably do this. Not gonna be easy though. I kind of lose headspace, which sucks. The alternative would be to put this at the entrance here. Leaving that. I might, well, I feel like getting in is always harder than when you're already in. That kind of plays a part in it. Yeah. Alright, now, do I want to make this roundy or do I want to make it blocky? I don't know yet. Yeah, I want to kind of shift everything back one, to be honest. Alright, let's do that. And I totally didn't do that just for shaping. Hey, thanks, Jay. You know when you've got like built up build inspiration and like that's what I've been saying the whole season 8. It's like, oh my god, I just want to build things, and it's like, you can't because I want to save it for RE, RE2 here. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I will hold off on that shaping for now. So with all my miners, and if you're building a miner, I don't know if anybody's going to watch this and want to build their own miner, but if you do, just understand that any block beyond the drills is potential collision. Now, drills tend to have, I think it's 3 squares of complete spacing. So it's supposed to be 3 squares from the drill. But with my perimeter drills, like the way I have this set up here, where all the drills are kind of the perimeter of it, you're kind of deciding what the shape of your burrow circumference is, or your boring, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. So I try to not go any more beyond, just to make it easier for people. That's why the auger is able to turn. That's why I was able to do everything, because it has 3 blocks beyond the build of, circumference spacing. I don't know if that's the same. We'll test that. But in RE1 and vanilla, that tends to be the, that's why the miners I make, I tend not to go all the way to the limit of the spacing, because I want that space for you to maneuver, not for the build to squeeze into the hole it makes. That makes sense. We should test that sooner than later, so let's go ahead and do that now. Let's get a core. Tank. I already don't like that viewpoint, so I'm gonna have to change that. I don't like that at all. I didn't realize I was so closed in. I need to get myself out into the glass more. Let's see what that looks like if I bring it out one. I don't like it. I need to get rid of the sides. We'll do that. I had the same mistake on the gimlet when I made it. that's fine. Feels good so far. Yeah, let's fix this sooner than later here. There we go. See, it's just something so small as that, and now I just have all the view in the world. That's great. Oh, so, well, I was gonna say I could put the generators further back now, but I also believe that SVs, especially miners, like chaining is not as big of a problem, especially miners. Like, you shouldn't be in a situation where you're mining under fire. I mean, you know, and I've built things that do work with that, but at the same time, you still want to try to make the chaining not a thing. Obviously, these drills are going to chain that thruster, but internally, it's always good to not, you know, have chaining, I guess. But so what I could do, I say that to say I could move these generators to where they're more back. Obviously, that'll prevent heat issues. I don't know if there's heat issues on SV generators, to be honest, but if I put them here and then give you that top space, I think that's probably better. That way they're still not chaining, but what? Yeah, so they're still not chaining, and then you can put the bigger one up there if you want. Okay, cool. So we can add some more there. All right, what are we sitting on now here? Oh, see, I hate the odd weird number too, so let's try to get rid of that weird number. $28,875. $13.25.
Welcome to XBC.
Hey, Pretorius coming in with a 40-month resub. Appreciate you, man. $13.31. Alright, let's do the math here. We're at $8.75. We want to try to do 125. 125. I've done this before, right? I've done the math to try to make it perfect. Alright, so 125, so obviously that's, oh wait, that's not a... Can't divide that by 2, right? Yeah. Well, no, you can't. We need something like 75. Oh, it's to put like 2 of those. Oh! Oh! Well! That'll do. Where can I do this that it won't look weird? I'll do it right here. Boom. Alright, we're at 13. That's a solid number. Now, let's look at CPU blocks, because I don't know anything about them. Alright, so we have the basic. Maximum of 2 of these, right? So... we want our CPU blocks to be protected, right? Be the best place for them. Probably up top. It's from there. We're still over CPU. So now we get into improved. Now, again, warp drive can go, like, there's some things that can go to prevent this from costing too much early on, right? See, I don't even want to put my CPU blocks against thrusters, right? And this will go away here. Let me make a permanent home for the fuel. Because you really only need 3 blocks of space to move around. You shouldn't really need more than that. Alright, so now how are we looking? We're not even there yet. Yikes. Alright, now we're getting into the, what's what here. So you can have a maximum of 2 of those. So now we're getting into what I'm assuming is probably like heavy duty, late game stuff here, because I doubt I'm gonna be able to get any of these on the starter, right? You know what I need is a instructor. That's supposed to look like it? Alright, okay, so the basic blocks, electronics, optical fiber, computers, cobalt, titanium, energy regulators, and advanced capacitors. So energy regulators, which are copper, all basic, and advanced what? advanced capacitors, which are neo, plastic tubing, cobalt, aluminum powder. So are you finding aluminum on the starter planet? Or is that still what it is now? Where you find it in orbit, different asteroid fields and stuff like that? But I guess the other aspect of that is, where would you find advanced capacitors? Because yeah, I don't ever want to make my builds loot required. I kind of want you to be able to build it with elements where you are. This becomes an issue because we're looking at, I don't know. I need to look at this. So let's designate the space for the warp drive. Alright, so we know that's the warp drive. Alright, we're compliant now. Go to symmetry for a second. Go to one of these. We're no longer compliant. And see, this is only the basics that I'm even like looking at here. Is it? Hold on. Yeah, advanced capacity, that's for the basic. And then we get into bridges for improved. Yeah, Reforged 2 Auger. Well, Gimlet. So this is a thing. Like, this is a thing. This isn't going to... No, this isn't gonna work the way I wanted it to here. Let's look at the compliance here. So the improved small generators are the majority of the CPU. By far. Is there an alternative generator that I'm missing here? Is there a regular? Oh, so these are the regular ones. So they're half, right? So... 175 kilowatts. It's like more than twice the power. Yeah, let's try that. So if we do 2 gens. Yeah, we're redlining. We need the 4 gens for these drills. So I am making a 10 drill miner, right? So that's probably, this is probably in a subgroup, this build. This isn't a starter. This is gonna be in a sub. Now, do I need that many drills? Probably not. I could probably cut these down and put a drill here. And then it's a 6 drill. Oh, I'm missing a drill here. Yeah, so this is 10. That would make it 8. I don't see the point in that. So that's kind of an issue. I mean, be it's literally, you know, even the thrusters are not that big a deal. Seems like the, oh, sorry, it's the drills. The drills are the highest thing now. Oh, we had to put back the generators, I guess. I need the generators, so let's put those back. The Gatling guns are also 2,000. I feel like you should have Gatling guns. That's it. I mean, it's literally the generators, the drills, and the thrust. And the Gatling guns. I mean, for shits, like, if we just get rid of the excess drills and keep it at 6, what are we looking at here? We're still over. Improve small generator. I mean, do we have too much thrust? I really don't think so. I think this is good thrust. But for shits again, if we were to get rid of a third of the thrust. We're still over. If we were to add small generators to 2 of them, we're compliant. Alright, if we add ore, cobalt, right? Is cobalt still the go-to? Iron is 16 kilograms. 24 kilograms. Well, let's go with Neo. Okay, so I didn't need that much thrust. I mean, there's weights and volumes, right? There is, right? Can we confirm that? I don't know. But we're still over. Not in creative mode? I thought there was always weights and volumes in creative mode. Oh, not for cargo. Oh, we're 86% though. I'll add one of the bigger ones just for testing here. Alright, we're good. Empty. Yeah, I'm falling. And I can't lift this up. And this thing only has 6 drills now. So, alright. Fair. So, that is not a reasonable starter SV design for RE2. Too much, it starts off too big. Too optimistic. No, that's not the right word. Too ambitious. Too ambitious of a build. So we need to go auger mode here. But I am keeping this as a optimal mid-level kind of design here. Alright, so let's put the thrust back real quick. I just want to have it in the way it is now, because I'll come back to it and I'll forget what I was doing. Be a problem, so I like to leave things to where I can identify what's supposed to be here. Oh wait, did I not remove all the... Oh, that was weird. But it doesn't even seem like it was able to lift. So I don't know. I actually don't even know if that extra 2 is going to do anything. Oh, right. What's that? Alright, so let's go auger mode here. If I could at least make the auger work, then that'll take care of us early game. Tiniest miner ever. Let's go. Oh, cat. Come here, kitty. Just like that. There you go. There you go. Yeah, he's like, okay, can I show this here? See this guy? This old punk? Hey. Hey. Yes, yes, okay, alright. Old punk. Yeah, that's what cats do. You're right. It's okay. Go back to sleep. Sorry. So sorry for disturbing you, sir. When X abandons you? Oh, really? That's what's going on? I'm abandoning him? Damn. Alright. You're right, you're right. Because honestly, if I just waited around, we would never have any resources. You scum. Yeah, cryo chamber's a thing, dude. Just give me the cryo chamber. It's already in the game. Just make it work. Indeed, indeed. I apologize. I am mistaken. I want to try to make sure I leave spacing for everything because I feel like we're going to be adjusting a lot of stuff here. So the mechanical drills are expensive CPU wise, but I feel like as a starter SV, there's a real chance to make this awesome. Miners have to be small for the most part, right? Unless you build a grand one, but starter kind of small end SV miners, they have to be small. And you know, if I'm not worried about an internal, then I have a potential here to make something pretty cool here that can warp and get us in and out of stuff. Yeah. All right. All right, so that connects that. And that's almost unfortunate because it'd be nice to have a. It'd be nice to justify a starter SV again. Like, you know, I how many Pico, Nano, Pup, this and that. I mean, I must have had like 20 of them at one point that I had built for start. Like, starter vessels were my bag. Like, that's what I was doing forever. But, you know, it just, yeah, now it just, especially in RE, it just doesn't make any sense to me to have a starter SV without the capability of mining. Ah, a small shield. Okay. Fair. Dude, I can't wait to get into higher end stuff. So 4 drills, you need 2 mediums. That means I definitely need 4 generators. Yikes! This is basically becoming the cost of the thing I just built. We'll see. All right, so you can obviously move out some of these thrusters too. Oh wait, we don't want that. Well, we'll see here. We'll test all that. That's really what I want this to be about too. Is testing all these things and seeing how they work. I am using steel. Oh, downgrade. I mean, yeah, that's. I don't think that's like splitting hairs. I don't think that's a huge deal. 67 0 CP, right? You just mean weight. Is weight between steel and plastic that big a deal? 16 grams twice. I mean, and honestly, like it's mainly container controllers, right? Like how many blocks have I placed? 1, 2, 3. You know, it's augers consist of maybe 10 or 12 actual blocks, so it's not a big deal for this design because it's mainly container extensions. So it's really not a big deal. Alright, so... Kinda has everything, right? Alright, so what's our goal with this? Is our goal to have just the basics? Wow. So, alright, we are almost 3,000 over. The jump drive is only 750. It's these guns, dude. Damn it. If I get rid of the guns. See, with the shield, it's like I don't want to give you less generators. Then, you know what I mean? I don't want to tune it to where it's like exactly enough just to drill. Because when you're heavier, it's going to be more, and like I never want to take away power. Yeah, exactly. But honestly, with the Augur SI, it doesn't come with Gatlings either. You have to add those after fact. So the other thing is where I have the generators. I have them buried, so I need to fix that. Alright, so then we're going to downsize these. If I have it outbound, you can at least change the generators easily. If I do like that, and then that'll work. Alright, so now we're sitting... We're barely like there. We're barely... God, if I had anything, I'm screwed. Alright, let's test this. Or... And this is still 2 basic CPU blocks, which... I mean, I don't know how easy it is to find the aluminum. The aluminum is, like, an issue. Aluminum, yeah, dude, I still don't even know if that's a thing, like... Can you find aluminum? On the starter planet, or you have to go to the moon. If you have to go to the moon, this build doesn't make any sense, because you'd have to spawn something else in to get to the moon, to mine the aluminum to bring this in. So, like, what's the point? So, I would need to build a miner that doesn't take any CPU blocks? Or I'd have to mine something by hand. Oh, well, let's save this, right? We're in creative.
do. He Disney
Alexa,
and all
stop.
voices.
Right, it's on the starter moon, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's lootable, maybe you'll find it, but that is kind of a disconnect. It's like you need aluminum to make a miner. So spawning something else and hand mining on the moon, like, I don't know. I don't love that either. Alright, so without... Oh, I have the shield in. Oh, I don't need the shield in. Okay, let's still test, but yeah, I don't need the shield. The shield is like an add-on, and one I wouldn't really worry about. We're more than okay with the generators. Yeah, we're not even breaching. God, I feel like I could take 2 of them off. Oh, but we're not weighted yet. Yeah, it's like 70. But let's yeah, it's not great. And what's my capacity right now? I'm only at 5. Usually I like the auger to have 10K. Looks like I'm under thrusted here. I mean, technically it works. I don't love it. You know, that sucks. And that's 4 thrusters. I'm gonna test something here. Hold on. I don't even know. Okay, this is reforged Eden. Those reforging in 1. I wanna see the difference between the two, and honestly, I want to see the thrust difference. I mean, some of these things I need to understand this. Because I could build smaller. I mean, obviously, we could take the warp drive out. We could build this thing to the size of the SI. Which is why I made the SI. I mean, I made the SI to be a level 7 early SV. But, you know, it's just a minor. I mean, it does its job, but then you still got to bring in something else, like another SV. And then you have this SV as well as a minor, and it is a little confusing. I could have just TT'd, but... Alright, so we're keeping this... Oh, the drills. So I guess the drills are completely different. Which adds to Garriman's point here that they might be better. Yeah, so look, that gives you 12. So just having that basic. Not much difference in thrust. Interesting. Alright, so then if we look at that, and then I bring in the Auger SI. So the Auger SI is without any CPU block. There's no CPU blocks stock. And it's got more cargo. You see it sinking, right? So this is the problem with the SI. It can't handle max capacity. I'm fine with it, Britt. I'm good with it. It has less thrust. Yeah, it just doesn't work. So this is me kind of fixing that. Obviously, this thing's bigger. It's got a warp drive. It's just a bigger build. But I'm trying to kind of solve both problems. A, getting off the starter planet. Because essentially, if you're not picky, I mean, this could be what gets you off the starter planet. And that's the goal. Like, if I could build something that's a minor, has a okay amount of cargo and has a warp drive, let's go. Like, we're just getting right off the starter. Like, that's perfect. You don't have to dock anything to anything. It's just boom, let's go. But as it stands, now the other thing is that okay? Like, what does it take to? Oh, we're in 1. Let's get out of 1. I'm confusing myself now. Get into 2. We answered our question with 1, right? Alright, so let's see here. What does it take to upgrade thrust? Mechanical components, optical fiber, electronics motors, titanium plates, cobalt, energy regulators, plasma converters. Energy regulators, plasma converters. So the energy regulators are... You know, I find, like, nothing in this game has any thought put behind it. Like, actual interface mechanics. There's no thought put into any of this. It drives me nuts. It's like, if I hover over something, what information do I want, right? Like, what do I want here? Do I care? I mean, the mass, the volume, the marketplace average. Like, can we just get, you know, like, what these things take to make? Like, when you hover over them, wouldn't that be really cool information? Why do I have to go to the freaking instructor to figure that out, right? Like, it's just kind of weird. So, you know, all that's fine. Energy regulators are totally fine. But plasma, you can't make them, right? They're lootable only. So plasma converters. Yeah. So that's for thrust upgrades. But who upgrades thrust on really tiny stuff? Nobody, right? Like, I want this thing to work out of the box. I don't want you to have to upgrade, you know, the thrust and everything. But at the end of the day, this isn't enough thrust. And I have more lift thrust. Now, it is kind of enough. Like, if I was to put in iron or silicon, that was neodymium, and it was, like, full. But, yes, you will use this to mine neodymium. And I am going to feel a way if you can't achieve that with the cargo. And the cargo is not even what I want it to be. So it's a little... I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to achieve, you know? Alright, so we're gonna do one more test here. No, so like I'm saying, there's no blocks on here. There's a couple thin blocks for decoration. That's it. I mean, it's just the blocks you see. There's no other blocks in here. It's all thrust. It's all container extensions. Like, those few blocks aren't going to do anything, I don't think. I mean, maybe. I mean, okay, maybe that makes sense to do that, but I don't think it's going to affect enough. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't... It's like splitting hairs. So normally with the build that would make sense, but with the augers, I mean, there's like no blocks on them. So now I'm gonna build something truly micro. We're gonna build the smallest miner I've ever built here. Oh. Am I okay? There we go. Try it again. I don't think that's gonna work, so I'm gonna go one in. It'll be close, but might be alright. Best. Alright, so harvest box, and then we're going... God, I would even like to go small. But... based on the way how it's working, I just need to stick medium in there. Alright, so... this makes things different, definitely. So we're gonna have those as forward. We're gonna have... side. Might even change those to small. Generators, fuel check. I better get away with one. Try one. Wi-Fi, yeah. So we're not completing these builds per se right now. We're just kind of making skeletal versions so we can figure out the CPU here. Not tweaking. All right, so Alright, so let's toy around with that for now. I mean, all this can obviously be... That becomes a weight thing too, right? So let's kind of get it close. That's about right. Definitely gives you a good size hole here. Like more than good. Movement, power's not even 50%, so it's almost like I don't even need those generators. We could probably almost feel like you can cut down and do like half the generator. I mean, we'll see based on the full in survival here, but yeah, okay. Now we're yellow lining. Okay, that's probably not good. All right, so let's go back to what we had here. Alright, so now we're back. But we're still under. We're still under. So I guess for a super starter, like, yeah, maybe I don't think I could put a warp drive in here. That'd be maybe. Cause if okay, hold on. So a warp drive is 750. And a pentaxid tank is 200, so 950. Yeah, I mean, I'd still be under. So if I could figure that out, this would be... Bring it back. Well, okay, so the other test is the survival test, right? Let's go do that. It doesn't spin. Like at all. That's just not enough side thrust, or... If it's of any interest to you, the harvest box has 8,000 storage and it's the same as heavy. Oh, the big, yeah, no. The problem with those is they're 2x2, so it is hard to kind of... If it was 3x3, it'd be great because it would fit directly in the center. But because it's 2x2, you either have to make a miner that's 2x2 as a core. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like, it's lopsided. It's 4x4, but still, it's an even number is what I'm saying. So you'd have to build something without a center block. So you'd have to use a cockpit that's like the Star Wars X-Wing one or something. That's only 2 blocks wide. So it makes it... It's a cool idea, but like the only ones I've ever made are... They have them on both sides. I've made a few builds like that, but nah. Okay, so if we want more, we would have to put these out up here. Okay. Yeah. That's better. All right. All right. So drive. I don't think it's possible. I don't even know if it's possible with the footprint we have right now. Okay, technically it's doable. Yeah, it is doable technically. I guess it just doesn't make sense, to be honest. I need to stick with trying to build the tiniest little thing. So... Alright, I'm gonna try to build even smaller. This isn't small enough. Let's try to go even smaller here. Now that we understand what we're doing here. We're gonna go with these guys. Now, these guys have force of 60 kilonewtons, right? And these have a force of 135, so they're slightly more than double. This is actually going to give us a little bit more thrust doing this. Yeah, Star. So that's why we've been going into survival to test it after and see if it could lift the full 4 count. Yeah, but if you're on a 2 or 3G planet using a regular auger, then I would say use the G4, right? That's why I made the G4. This guy here. Oh no, not that guy. This guy. So this has the thrust to do up to 5G. So, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to bring in something like this on a 2-3G planet. This is purely for standard start kind of deal. Ooh, 65 is a nice number. All right. Augerify this here. So same CPU with that thrust there. The only reason is to prevent having to use so many blocks. So this gives me kind of more room to put in more separated thrust. I think I need more upward than that. I'm glad I started with the auger, to be honest. Like, this is probably, you know, I could build augers easy. Like, I know the recipe of it, right? So because of that, it gives me an idea as to what I'm doing as far as cost and, you know, what the difference is between the scenarios. Whereas if I started with something I've never built before, then I wouldn't really have that data. That makes sense. So I think I'm good with the 65. I don't think I need to add any more cargo. It's just gonna make it harder to move. So we're gonna stick with this for cargo. And then I guess let's go ahead and do the carbon. I probably should have started with that. It's fine. Oh. I do have this method, or this replace block command, on my YouTube channel under Anvil build class, so if you guys ever need a reference how to do this, on there. I don't think I use any special blocks, but just in case. Oh, there we go. Alright, now we're at carbon. It makes them easier to wiggle lift off planets in RE1. Oh, in RE2? So maybe he changed the flight mechanic, because the wings are a lot more important in vanilla flight controller than RE, right? RE is more old school vanilla. Vanilla is more, you know, aerodynamic kind of deal. More jet, less space. Isn't there a roundy one? There's a deco block, I think, that's like roundy. Maybe not. So what's cool about this is I have a lot of room to kind of manipulate things here. Like with this, I could add room for medium thrusters instead of where, but you know, you probably would rather have medium lift thrust. I don't know. I don't want to do that actually. I take it back. You can upgrade these if you need to. Because then the problem is, if you give them space to do that, they're gonna assume that, you know, you're able to lift things. I don't know. It's just too much math. It's this will give us room for oxygen station, armor locker, medical station. Try to add all those in here. Medical station. Need oxygen. Bridge right now. What did I say? Armor locker, oxygen station. Here's armor locker. Armor. Now we're over. Yeah, these are expensive, dude. Gatling guns are stupid expensive. Oh, I wasn't in symmetry. Oh. Man, I didn't mean for all the thrusters to have the stupid thing. Thanks for that follow there. Peepee Willy. Happy Willy. Alright, so these are, look at all these slots here for extra shenanigans here. I should leave a spot for CPU blocks though. What was in here? Wi-Fi? I feel like we have more room here. Let's see. Wi-Fi can go here. And this guy can go here. If you want to add one basic block, you can. Ammo controller, good call. Good freaking call. Yeah. Oh wait, that'll work. Do it up here. That's a container extension. To make that up here. I just removed 3. How did that ruin everything? Didn't I have... I guess that's what I had, right? 6,000 or something? Hey, Drangy, how you doing? Oh, well, dude, that's the thing. You just gotta keep building. Keep building. You'll get better. Guarantee it. Important thing is to start out building purely for function. Don't worry about the look of things. Don't worry about any of that. Just focus on function. Build a big block and put everything you want in it. Get the proportion of the build correct. Get everything you want in it. Get it to move the way you want it to by moving thrust. Make it make sense. Functionally, everything works. It looks ugly as shit. It's fine. Once you do that, then you understand how big something needs to be to be a successful build for what you're trying to build. And then from there, you get better and better at making it look better. But that's literally the last thing to worry about, is making it look good. Focus on function. Alright, Wi-Fi... Kinda got everything, right? Oh, it's over. So we got over because of that little CPU block. Or not CPU block, the ammo controller. Need to shave 20 off of this bad boy. Wi-Fi's 100. Wow. Detector, trauma. Is trauma a little too much? I just feel like it's such an awesome early game thing to have, is that trauma station. Like, I don't want to give that up because I feel like that's super important. Could probably give up some thrust. I really don't want to, actually. Yeah, I don't want to give anything up. It's such a small number, too. The only thing I'm thinking of is fuel capacity. I don't know how important it is to have 2 of these. That's always kind of my thing, is like, bring fuel with you. Every time I build, every time I play, I bring fuel with me in the build so that I can make it so you can add that later. I'll leave that open here. Look at that, we're right on it. Ah, oh, all right. So these will be that could be a hard point for Gatlians, or alternately you can have them. You can have 4. I don't know why you'd really want 4. All right, so we're gonna call this guy Auger SIRE2. All right, let's take this bad boy into survival and see what's going on. Yeah, the upgrade requiring CPU, the improved CPU requiring is it bridges? Is a lot. Yeah. A fail. Wait a minute, did we? Yeah. No, that's a fail. Even half is a fail. Oh no, no, oh no. No, it's a fail. Wait a minute, what's going on? It's weird, dude. Like, when I lift up, But when I stay on the ground, I don't understand. That's a fail. Can I go? Oh yeah, as it should. Okay, so I kind of need more. Figure that out later. Hold on. All right. Yeah, so it definitely needs the 3 or the 6. But well, actually, hold on, because that's only half. Hold on. Yeah, that's not even enough. This is rough, man. We need as much thrust on the front as we need on the back. Period. So I might even like need to transfer thrust from. That's it. Oh no, see, and this is what I don't get. I lifted off just now. What the? Why is it doing that? Why am I lifting off just fine? Yeah, mediums might be the way to have to go. It's mediums aren't bad on the front and back just because. Nice. Yeah, I really don't want to get rid of the Gatling gun. I mean, that's the obvious choice, but I just feel like you really need one with the drones and just in general, right? The armor locker costs no CPU, right? Oxygen thingy costs... Yeah, that's not even enough. Five CPUs, so that's not worth getting rid of. Yeah, definitely, Jay. It was for the compactability of the build. It wasn't for, you know, cutting down on CPU per se. Well, that answers that. No, I can't even lift off the ground. Yeah, it kind of needs like 4 medium. So, let's see, CPU 25, CPU 25, capacity. Okay, so it even probably makes sense using these. On here, this is a medium. This is still a single. Because it's a medium, so why is it... Oh, I see, okay. Then, like that. Should give us room for these. Over. 4 medium. Yeah, but I'm not designing to do that. Oh. Alright, so then there's probably too much of this. I want to keep that. How much are we over? 62? Alright, improve small generator. Can't do anything about that. Mechanical drills, can't do anything about that. Gatling gun, that's the one red light. Is there anything cheaper? I haven't really looked at that. CPU 1000. A cannon 1000. Plasma cannon 1000. Anything under 1000? Like Gatling turret is 1000. Getting the 2000s. 4000s. Yeah, it just, that's the cheapest. It's 1000. All right, first thing I'm gonna figure out is, oh, you know what though? Like, I guess I'm being kind of ridiculous too. I don't have any CP blocks on here, so I mean, one, I don't know. We'll put it on the no, we'll put it on the back. Put it here, and we'll just kind of see how this is. As far as lift and stuff, if we have it correct. If we do, then we got to figure something out here. Okay, so we're good there. Let's throw this back in. Oh, that's over. $17.28. Yeah, see, so I'm struggling to lift. But I could get home. I can get out of the hole. So this is like the total limit of this build here. But the Augur SI can't do this out of the box. So this actually is a win. It's so, like... But it is a win. So let's, well, let's do this first. Let's get rid of this. So 1728, we know that, right? Let's grab, like, iron. You know, if I was to grab some iron here. Throw the iron in here. Yeah, see all day. So Neo, I think, is the heaviest, or Neo, Promethium. See, the lift is still struggling a bit. That's 4 medium. It's, I don't know, man. It's kind of intense, but it's doable. You know, you're not doing any sick maneuvers when you're going home full. But like I said, the SI. I mean, you guys have seen me in multiple Let's Plays trying to get home with heavy ore, you know, it is a thing. But I think bare bones, this is pretty good. So, I think we've learned a lot today, definitely. I think we've learned a lot. And I think the most important thing to go home with is you gotta let go of vanilla and RE1. You gotta let go of those preconceived calculations. And, you know, so now we have an auger that's 4 drills, not 6, 4 drills. Playing with a lot of thrust, but it does come with a Gatling gun, whereas the SI... if I spawn the SI, I don't even think it's gonna spawn in correctly. But, you know, this guy... there's not lights anymore? We don't have lights in the game? What's going on here? Why isn't light showing up? Oh, I don't have a suit on. There we go. Alright, so with this guy, it's got, you know, it's got ammo controller, and it's got, where the hell's the, that's for a CPU block. Where the hell's the main cargo?